Hey, buddies.
How's everybody
going? How's everybody going? Oh, my God. Too much tequila. How's everybody doing? How's it going, JJ?
Man, I'm having a great time. Bit of a hectic kind of last 20 minutes trying to get here. But yeah, man, super excited. Thank you so much for having me on, Hack.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, man. You know, it's funny. Off air, we started talking already. We're getting into it. It's like, let me turn the camera on and let's do the show because we're already doing the freaking show.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Welcome everyone in the chat. Let me just have a quick hi to everyone who's here, and thanks for jumping in. Jason Wade, rock on. Dwayne Doucette, rock on.
All right.
Guitar Hack, of course.
Yeah.
Todd Guff, rock on. Todd Graff, sorry. Dave R Guitars. RJ, yeah. What's up, guys? Yeah, man.
You got everybody? You're doing my roll call for me. Dave R's Guitars is here as well. Will Varela, welcome. RJ the Mad One. Fender Guru is here. Hey, Fender, how are you, man? Will Dunham is here. Welcome. R2R3. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying that new Les Paul.
What up, brother R2?
Alex Radford, thanks for popping in. Daniel Horsley, welcome. Never too much tequila. Yeah, I had a buddy over this afternoon, and we were doing a couple of cigars and tequila. That was good times, man. That was fun. I'm on holidays. That's why I can do that. Yeah. So we were talking just before we turned the camera on. So we were just going on about PRS guitars. You were talking about the CE that you have.
I put it front and center for Guitar Hack.
Yeah, just to rub it in, eh?
Yeah. Say, come to me, Hack. He has his story with PRS and never quite connected, but this thing, I love that guitar. That PRS is out on its own, man.
See, I have a whale blue one of that. You know the whale blue?
That's a sick guitar.
It's gorgeous, man. Like I said, I had it for a week, and I played it, and I did a review of it, man. It's on my channel. It's like gotten, I don't know how many thousands of hits, and it's like, even on the review, I'm like, I love this thing. It sounds fantastic, but there's like something missing. You know, it sounded great. Like I was telling you offline, I took it to 2 rehearsals, and both times I was getting this crazy response, like, holy shit, that thing sounds great. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
That particular one, I mean, it almost got you there, Hack.
That was close. That was the closest I ever came. But you know what else pissed me off about that guitar? In Canada, that thing's worth over $2,000, and there was no freaking case. It came with a gig bag. That really burned my ass.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, this one came with a gig, but I got it used. I ended up trading it a straight swap for another guitar.
Yeah, you were saying, you know, used maybe. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah. Super clean. And yeah, I played that CE model many times in a guitar center.
Right.
And it was actually, I was looking for an amp, and it was the Freeman amps, and I plugged that in. And I'd played Freeman's PRSs before, never really quite attached to them.
Yeah.
Plugged one of those CEs, that particular model as well, with that burst, and into the Freeman, and it was just, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think the CEs I've tried a million of these PRSs, and I think the CE so far, probably, it's tone wise, are the best guitars that they've got.
Yeah, they got, is it a 57, 87 pickup? I can't remember, but yeah.
Is it 15, 85, 15? Is that
85, 15s? That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not good with names, but
very unique pickup.
Yes, very clean, very pristine, and when it's split, it sounds just as good as in humbucker mode.
Yeah. And
I just want to say hello to a few more people that popped in here. Blimpus is here. Welcome. Dry Heat 48. Thanks for popping in. Guitar Dit, welcome. Ivan Carter, how are you? Zach Thong, Paul Liu, welcome.
Yeah, guys.
Hey, how you doing? Michael Bishop, welcome. See if I'm catching everybody. Michael B, how are you, man? McReekin. Janice Lala, the Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge, how are you doing? Charles Green, hey, man, we got 40 people already, JJ. This is fantastic, man. Yeah. Thank you all so much, everybody.
The chat, man. The rock stars of the chat.
That's right there, man. Okay, JJ, reason I wanted to have you on, okay, because I mean, everyone, you know, since I've been in the community, I mean, you're right in there, man. You're a solid member of the guitar community, super supportive. I truly appreciate everything that you do in the community. It's fantastic.
My second home, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I know you got a shitload of gear, and you know what you're talking about. You know, you got all your ducks in a row. What I want to know is, like, I don't know any background, man. You got to fill in the gaps for me, buddy. Like, when did you start playing? You know, like, where were you playing? What got you into it? You know, all that background stuff. Like, fill us in, man, because I don't think anybody knows.
Well, yeah, man, I'd love to tell my story. I started playing guitar very young, probably around 6 or 7 years old. My dad was a Hawaiian lap steel player.
Oh, cool.
And you know, country lap steel.
Yeah.
And he was all about that. But he had also, you know, grown up with guitar as well. And he stuck one in my hand, and he wanted to teach me classical. So I kind of started with classical, and it was different for me teaching my kid the drums. He'd put me in the room and expect me to go through these scales and these finger picking patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And, he really worked me, you know, to the point where at such a young age I wasn't even enjoying it, but he really pushed me through. And that was my first kind of couple of years with the guitar. And I, you know, into school, stopped, and then around 13, 14, you know, the music started kicking in, listening to Zeppelin and Floyd and all those bands.
Right.
Everyone knows the bands. I mean, I could spend an hour just listing, you know, everyone knows where they started on all them bands. I mean, Hendrix, everyone jumps in, you know, and got obsessed with playing then, got right back into it, kind of big time.
Mm-hmm.
And, my dad, he actually lived abroad at that time. He was working overseas, and he'd come back periodically, and he'd always, you know, my present that would always come back would be a guitar generally. And he loved it that I was getting more and more into guitar. And, you know, eventually I did get into bands, you know, cutting that story, you know, I got into bands, and I ended up sticking with one band. I met one of my young friends from school. He was a guitar player. And I traveled a bit. I was out in California for a while, jamming out, whatever. And I came back and hooked up with him, and it was just me and him. And we got really creative writing songs, and we wrote a whole bunch of songs, just me and him, just on guitar. Oh, and obviously, cool. You know, we had the whole vision of what it was going to be once we connected all the dots and got the other guys in.
Right.
And we got a drummer through a friend of his, and a bass player. You know, eventually you find the people that kind of hooks up. And we had no singer, and we were jamming, and we had the songs down pretty much, just garage rock and roll, man, just jamming them out. And we ended up finding a singer on a karaoke freaking stage, out and out Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
And he was a full-on rock star from the get-go. He had his painter's overalls on. He was a plasterer, long hair, shaved on the sides, and just, man, what a freaking voice. We're like, who's this dude on a karaoke stage? So we ended up hooking up with him. He was around the house within like a week and played the first song out of our list, and he just starts singing.
Yeah.
And we were off, and that was kind of the start of my band. I ended up being in that band for near on 12 years.
What time period was this?
It was late 80s, early 90s through to like, we kind of folded in like 2001, 2002. Okay.
Now, is this here, US, or just in England?
It all started in the UK, and we'd won a couple of Battle of the Bands competitions. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of like, you know, heavy grunge, like full-on heavy grunge. Like,
well, that was the time, right?
Pantera meets grunge. All our influence was coming through, but our singer could scream like an animal, but he could sing like an angel and his lyrics, and with my style of guitar playing, we could mix the both of the super heavy and really melodic. And mm-hmm. He had a lot of Mike Patton, Faith No More about him. That was his kind of voice thing. And we rolled forward with that band, and lineups changed apart from me and the singer. And when we were kind of coming through in England, we were touring nonstop. We had a couple of bit of backing from indie record labels, but mm-hmm. You know, that was just to get exposure and keep us out there. And we would just tour and get paid to tour, and that would keep us out on the road. And we were doing, you know, peak years for a couple of years there through Europe. We were doing almost a couple of 100 shows a year.
Wow.
and we were on the full kind of metal and rock underground scene throughout Europe.
The band?
We were called Core back then. We were always Core. C-O-R-E.
Right.
And we were different. We'd play with like the most extreme death metal bands up in Norway or wherever, you know, just extreme crazy bands. They'd come out just full black robes and upside down crosses and just down chewed so low. And that's but in these crazy ass places, man. And but we'd come on, it'd be so different for them. Even though we'd be heavy, we'd have that melody, and it was so different. Everything kind of flowed for us on those tours. And yeah, we toured the shit out of Europe, and we came to the States a couple of times back then as well.
Nice.
With that lineup. And then funny story, our bass player on the second tour of the States, our bass player fell in love with a music promoter over there who had put on a show for us. It was it was in Dallas, man. What was the name of that place? All this footage, I've started posting stuff a while back, but I still got hours and hours of crazy ass footage. But it was in this club, and he ended up just falling in love with this girl's head over heels. And then we went back to the UK, and he ended up within like 2 or 3 weeks saying he's heading back out to the States, and he's going to hook up with her. So we had lost the bass player, and he was a key element. He was, you know, it sounded like an easy story to that point, but man, he really knew about pushing a band and making flyers and making demos, and that kind of process never stops. It's not like, let's make a few demos. No, you just constantly pushing them out, pushing, standing outside venues, other gigs, handing out your flyers for your gigs coming up, and going to all the music stores, getting your flyers up on the walls. I mean, he was really good at that, and contacting promoters, setting things up. And when he bailed, it was like, okay, we got to rethink this whole freaking thing.
It's like he was acting almost like a manager at the same time.
Well, he kind of was our manager. You know, we were running under our own label at that point, Civil Tongue Records, and we were actually a working band. We were doing insane killer underground tours, and it was financing the band. You know what I mean? We were gone more than we were back home, and it was, you know, that was great time, and we were tight as hell, man. We would hit that stage, and we were just, you know, you were talking the other day, Hack, about, you know, where you don't have to think about it, it just flows when you get to that point.
Yeah,
it was just nuts tight, man, and we were on a roll. So that all kind of stopped, and I ended up going to the Alps. I joined another band. I actually did their sound for a while. They were a signed act to London Records. We did a whole tour of the French Alps on the snowboard seasons, playing all these killer gigs. And I ended up joining that band for a little bit, and we did a tour of the States on the East Coast. And I was there. Their old guitarist was completely out of his mind. They ended up having to boot him, and I jumped in on the East Coast tour, which was awesome because they were great venues. And then, but while I was in the Alps, I had my acoustic guitar, and I just, you know, I was one of the main songwriters in the original, you know, kind of setup, and I banged out a couple of tunes, and they were kind of different. You know, I was quite influenced with dance music. I was clubbing like a lunatic up in the Alps, and I was kind of I had this vision of crossing over kind of that rock and dance stuff, not the hip hop rock, you know, but it was really different. And I come up with this, you know, these repetitive riffs that beats and drums could go under and stuff. And I came back from that tour with the old singer with these songs, and we somehow limped together a band within a couple of months. Mikey on bass, who was what an incredible bass player, the straightest bass player you could have. If you had to just stay on B, you're just staying on frickin' B, but he was heads down, just fucking grinding away on B. You know? Whatever it was, he was just straight, and he would fit that groove, because our drummer would more breakbeat kind of stuff. And Lee was doing his Faith No More stuff over the top. We were still heavy, light and shade, and it was rocking. And we started to create a new buzz with this kind of vibe of music we were doing in our home. We already had a name. We had a name in Europe, and we're like, let's do it. And so we went back out to Europe, with this new kind of style. And we're like, how are they going to accept us? Because it's, you know, we'd play these venues which were really heavy rock orientated, but people used to love us there. You know, they'd lie in the streets. They knew all the songs to, you know, these are young, these are teenagers, hardcore crazy kids. They knew all the words to our songs. It's, you know, it was freaking mental. So how are they going to take
awesome,
this time? It went down so freaking well. And we went back to England. We played a couple of really, really cool shows. And that's where it kind of went to another level. And this was like in 99, right? 1999. And we at a festival where we are with Fred from Limp Bizkit. And he dug our stuff, man. And we're like, cool, freaking whatever. And a week later, we get a call from Jordan Shaw from Flip Records, and he's flying us out to LA. It's on. We're getting signed.
Holy shit, nice.
That's where life just freaking changed at that point, man. And they didn't want the drummer. So we got a week to tell Huey, God bless you, still one of my best friends. He's coming down in 5 weeks, and he's in a band called Java Sick Tea, and he never stopped playing. He's probably playing the best he's ever played. So yeah, but that was one of the hardest moments, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
You know, we're about to get frickin' signed, and you ain't coming for the journey. So that was brutal. It's still brutal, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll keep going with the story, man. It's a you know what I mean?
Everyone in the chat said we got 54 people, by the way. So
the story gets fucking great, man. We end up viewing from a band called Therapy, who are a really huge band in UK, Europe. They quite well known in the States as well. You know, they'd play the big like South American festivals in front of like 60,000 people.
Yeah.
He's one of the best drummers in the world. His name's Fife Ewing. And any of you know the band Therapy, look him up. And he joined us to come out to the States. And having that guy sit behind us was just, it was insane to have Fife Ewing behind you. And obviously, Therapy were one of Fred's favorite freaking bands. So we roll up, we got Fife with us. And Mikey's gone at this point. So we got Carlos, who's one of my oldest friends, one of the best bass players you had. He jumped in on this as well. You know, we had to go as a freaking team. You know, this is real. They're firing bass. As sad as it is, and I haven't looked in the chat for how people feel about this. You know what I mean? But, you know, getting rid of your team at that point, it's just freaking crazy.
Well, yeah, because that's they're part of the team. That's what got you there, right?
Yeah, but you got this opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we've been going around the circuit, English record companies, all them labels. This is what Bush did. Bush got the hell out of there. You know, English labels, and it's still the same way. They would, there's a certain focus they wanted, and they would not let us in. We would get the best write-ups from show. We were in Kerrang. The labels, we'd only get so freaking close with them. You know, they'd all be at the freaking shows, and it's all the best thing ever, but never would they drop it. And then when Fred started putting our name in the magazines, they all come running to us. You know what I mean? But anyway, we end up, so we're leaving for the States. We've got a killer lineup here. There's the four, right? And Nelly, our program as well. I didn't throw Nelly into it, right? Just real quick, because there's a side story to Nelly. Nelly had joined us as well, and he was doing programming, but he'd been with us for this whole kind of second phase, right? And in that phase, I mean, I got to mention this. One of our best gigs we did before coming to the States, we played Brixton Academy in the UK. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that venue, but it's a massive freaking venue, and that was just one of the best shows we ever did. And Nelly was in on that show, but this is kind of our journey to that point. And Nelly comes with us, you know, and God bless Nelly. Everyone knows Nelly, who's from my scene. He has a YouTube channel. It's called Nelly's Slide Guitar, and please look him up. He's kind of disappeared off the scene. He has a bit of a problem with a certain substance, which could take people out, and I don't know about that, but. And that was kind of when we got to the States, he became a mess. It was just crazy. But anyway, so the day we're going to leave for the States, right?
Yeah.
We're freaking, it's on. We're leaving for the States. And we're sitting in this apartment, me, Lee, Fife, Carlos, and Jerry, who was kind of an assistant with us. And our flight leaves at 12 o'clock. And this is like 8 o'clock in the evening. It's leaving that day at 12 o'clock.
Right.
Us freaking punkhead stoneheads, we're like, I'm sitting there, and it clicks in my head. I'm like, the flights leave at midnight. So we've missed our flight. The flight was at 12 o'clock in the freaking afternoon.
Oh,
the record label think we were on the freaking aeroplane.
Oh, man.
I'm like, oh, shit, man. So we're just tripping, dude. So I call Will Gibson, and God bless Will Gibson. He was head of A&R at Flip Records. And he got passed away. He got shot in LA, of all freaking circumstances.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, horrendous. He's a very close friend of ours. And I called Will up. He goes, don't even fucking sweat it, dude. He goes, new tickets will be waiting for you. Get yourself to the airports. And so that morning we flew straight out. Got to LA, and everyone's waiting for us. Lawyers, Jordan Shaw, head of Flip Records, who owned Flip Records, who found Limp Bizkit and a bunch of other bands.
Right.
Our potential lawyer, the firm management, Peter Katzis and all those boys who managed Horn, freaking all the top tier boys, Stained, all those guys. Because our manager, we had a manager at this point. We were playing a big show in Europe, and his name was Rick French, and he was the sound guy for Slayer and what are they called? Another huge band. And we got let down by another manager at a big gig, and we didn't have a sound guy. Like 2 days before, I go through this like music directory, find a number in Brighton of a commercial sound guy. I pick up Rick French. This guy, call him, so we got this important gig. He goes, what's the band name? He goes, I know who you are. Because all our demos were on the Korn tour bus. We used to hand all our shit out, man. And he was Korn sound guy. That was it. So anyway, he ends up doing our freaking sound at this killer gig.
Right.
He takes us before the States. They don't want him either. So drummer's got to go. Rick French, God bless you.
Shit.
He's got to go as well. They're hooking us up with the firm this is like your top. You got to remember, this is 1999, 2000. This is when Limp Bizkit are about to release Significant Other, and, you know, like him or hate him, whatever, Fred, he was probably one of the biggest artists in the world at that point. And yeah, so we've had to let Rick go. So we're met by all these freaking people straight, and we end up. We live in the Roosevelt in LA. We've got our own rehearsal room. We share a lockup with Puddle of Mud, who are good friends of ours. And that's kind of, we're there. Well, I'm still here now. But we were the label then for another year. No, maybe a little bit more. There was a little bit going back to England. We went and recorded in the States. All of it was pre-production recording. Constant pre-production recording, right. A&R involvement, record some more stuff, then frickin' 7 guys can pick it to frickin' pieces and tell you what they want changed. Back in the frickin' studio, just constant rotation of in the studio. It was just complete mayhem, and we're just going wild. You know,
did you ever get any product out? Did you ever get a finished product?
They never released the product for us. Then they never released it. We recorded all the stuff. We have some early pre-production stuff from some of the studio stuff we did, and that was awesome. That was it was all produced by Fred, and it was all mixed and mastered by Terry Date, who did all Pantera stuff.
Right.
But we basically got shelved, and what they did, it wasn't even a shelving case. They took my singer from this whole story I've told you of.
Right.
They took the singer, and we ended up jumping from Flip to Flawless Geffen because Fred was given head of A&R at Interscope Records and given his own label. So they did this, and Jordan Shaw became head of Geffen Records. So they disbanded Flip. We jumped to Flawless Geffen with Puddle of Mud and Stained, and they another band that was kind of in the loop. They took our singer Lee and put him with that band, and we got dropped. That was the end of our freaking story, dude.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
So close.
But, you know, it's what a freaking journey. It was.
It's a hell of a ride, buddy.
It was freaking mind-blowing. And destiny takes you to the craziest places, and there was never any hate. with Lee, the singer, there became a huge feud with friends again. You know, it became really nuts because it was all underhand. It was limos to LA, and it was all meant to be acoustic stuff for us. And we had this biggest showcase coming up at SIR, and he canceled the showcase. Said, I don't think we're ready for this showcase. It was like, it was a huge one at SIR in front of all. We'd already done a bunch, but this was like an audience with, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And he canceled it because of this other gig coming up. And yeah, it sucked. So we fell out with him. But, you know, I sit here with my family and my kids. I still live in LA as a resident, and music, you know, it was nuts when that stopped. Being in a band for so long, and one band all my life pretty much, I didn't know what to do with a guitar. I had to create music because I always create music with a band and for a band.
Right.
There with a guitar took me back to being a young kid. And what do you do with this thing? And it hung on the wall for all the guitar, everything hung on the wall for quite a few years.
Yeah.
I think the hurt, and I know other people in the chat have talked about this. I've heard people go through similar kind of deals. You know, Eric EVH, I know he went through some very similar deals. But
yeah, similar.
The music got freaking sucked out of me, and it took immense moments in my life when I needed music most, and that was, you know, illness in the family, especially with my daughter, God bless her, and your cancer foundation, man, and donating towards that from your stuff is awesome. But she's a miracle cancer survivor, and it was that period.
Awesome. It was awesome.
That period when I picked the guitar up again, because it was just lonely days, and it came back off the wall, and that was it. And it came so freaking strong, and it hasn't stopped since. And it's just, music's my life again, man. You know, outside obviously my family, number one, music. You know, music is my life, and it's my everything. Now it's just a different deal. You know, now it's JJ's house of jams. I jam out. I have friends come around. I have a project I'm working on, and that's pretty awesome. It's my singer is Josh from The Flies, a band back in the day, and he's got a voice that blows my mind, and got a killer drummer and killer bass player, you know, Joe, who you guys know, but everyone has different angles on, they're all doing different things. So it's hard to be that old band where it's just that 100% focus, you know? So,
you know what? I mean, I can only speak for me, but at the end of the day, man, when you're playing, like I just posted something yesterday, when I'm in a room and I got my guitar coming out of a Marshall and a Meza, got an awesome drummer and a great bass player, and it's sounding good, there's no better feeling in the world, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no better feeling in the world.
Oh, my music, man, I still get in my zone, man. You know, when the lights are off and I got my freak light here going on, and I got loops. I got all my PA set up in here as well. So I got all my kind of studio and shit. I can run fat. I can get full 9-inch nails going on in this room, man. And Joe will hear that in the neighborhood, come down and fucking bass.
That's funny. Well, we got 63 people in here, JJ, and I just want to.
So that was my story, man. It was an exciting freaking ride.
No, man. Well, no, we're not done yet, buddy. I just want to say hello to some people, because we got a whole whack of people that popped in while you were telling us your stories. So we got Paul Lewin here, Zach Thong, Lars Guitar, welcome. Scott Nickerson, Michael Bishop, Guitar Rehab. I only sang some names twice, but that's okay, as long as I hit everybody. Jason Wade, my buddy, welcome. Thank you so much for putting in those links. Joshua Garcia, there's a new name. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Bobby Lopez, another Torontonian. Rob Galley, how's it going? Guitared it. Queen B, that's my wife. Hey. My wife, that singer. She's best. Jeff Harper, welcome. Hey, it's Dave Byron. Hey, Dave, how are you? Metallics Music, welcome, buddy. Frank Corcoran.
Great people.
Going? All right.
I got to say, Hack, see, that's the thing, you know, my downtime, you know, picking up the guitar again, you know, I got to thank, you know, Rob Chapman, you know, that was one of the first connections right there at YouTube. And I know probably a few of you have reconnected with music and guitar through YouTube, and just the vibe of it all, and, you know, our community and the people I've met in my YouTube journey, in the chats, it's just been incredible. You know, I love you all. You know, when I say YouTube's my second home, as addictive as it is, it really is. You know, I feel love from everybody, and I try and give it positive vibes, and all the bullshit that's ever gone down. I've been in history with this stuff with other channels way back where, you know, anything that goes down, it's like you always say, you keep it positive, man. This is freaking guitars.
Keep it positive.
Rock and roll. It's people's lives, people's stories. No one's freaking perfect, man.
You know, we at least for me, I come to YouTube and I do this because I'm trying to get away from bullshit, not to walk into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And I
mean, I play guitar because I love it, you know, and I wanted, and this for me is just another extension of it, you know, and you know, there's enough shit in the world. Why bring it into this?
Right? Well, I tell you, you know, there shouldn't be no shit in what we do, because like I said, it pulled me out of a freaking hole getting involved in these chats and meeting people.
Totally.
You know, I got my friends here, and I got, you know, a good group of friends. But I tell you, all you people and meeting people at NAMM, and I'm sure down the road there's going to be more of those meet and greets where we can really connect in person.
Well, you meet, that's the thing, like you meet people. I mean, I've made some pretty good friends, and they're people that I never would have known otherwise had it not been for this, right? So that's a blessing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Thrash Metal is here. Preston Smith, BV Ninja, salute. Rick Hefner, HK. Broxel, welcome. Brock Stubblefield. Man, we got 63 people here, JJ.
That's awesome. I can't see the chat right now, guys. I got the chat off. Yeah, man.
Man, I'm still trying to catch up, man. We got a whole whack of people. JJ Collins, Lefty Mike, Brad Miller. Brad Miller had to come and go. Welcome, Brad, and have a good evening, Brad. Oh, Marco's Images. I think Mr. Hack. Oh, Queen Bee, my wife says, by the way, Jason Wade, do you think Mr. Hack mentioned that he has sold? I have sold almost $300 worth of merch for cancer, as you were mentioning earlier, JJ.
Rock on, hallelujah, man.
I'm almost at $300, man. You know, so you know what? I didn't know about your daughter, and that's absolutely fucking amazing.
5-year cancer survivor.
That is awesome, buddy.
Yeah, she's a freaking miracle. Yeah,
that is. That's great.
Bless all the kids going through that as we sit here in those hospitals, as down and dark as it is. It's fucking reality, and
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Kids need all the support. Yeah, and anyone with who's going through this in their life, or family members and friends, you know, CBD oils, get them involved in that.
Yeah, yeah. Showman Blues, welcome. Brock Stubblefield, I'm probably repeating myself, but that's okay. Just want to say hello to everyone. Alex R, Music and Luthier, how are you?
Cool, man.
Okay. Am I catching up? Oh man, I'm way behind. I should also, Barefoot Mode, welcome. If anyone's got questions for you're in the chat, eh, JJ? Yeah, you're in the chat.
I can get it up. Yeah, let me have a look. It was all panicky at first. Like I said, it was hectic before I got here, and then when I turned the chat, when I turned it on, all the volume was coming out. I was all over the place.
Yeah, so say you can address at JJ's House of Jams or at Guitar Hack. Albus Band, welcome. I'm sorry, folks. Let me just get caught up. I was so engrossed in JJ's story that I'm sure that's all you were, that I fell way behind. Simon Williams, I just got back from band practice. Hope it went well, Simon. Absolute Mayhem, hey, buddy.
Yeah, Mayhem.
Hey, Absolute Mayhem and Ben Coombs might be coming to my gig on Saturday. That'd be awesome.
They better behave themselves.
I told him come earlier. You ain't getting in because that place is a nut place, man. It's absolutely nuts.
Ben Coombs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Wolverine. Hey, man. Okay. Oh, man, I'm way by. Jack Daniels, 10101. How are you? Okay. I think I'm going to be trying to catch up here forever. Flipside Music. Hey, man.
Ike,
that was fun, man. That was fun the other night, buddy. Good times. Good times.
Find Kugera Ike at Flipside and vote for him in the Colorado Shop of the Year.
There you go. Here's a new name. Hugh Caldwell. Welcome. Got some new names in here. This is awesome. Gussie Wells. Hey, buddy. Oh, here's a question. HK Guitar Hack, has JJ still got the Guitar Dance crossover tracks?
I've got some of them. Yeah, I'll post them. They wouldn't give us back our originals, so they're like cassette copies, cassette ones. They're still master cassettes. So when you transfer them to DVD, it's obviously digital. You still hear them, but I'm getting it all. I've got like at least 40 more tracks to get up there from our history, right from the very beginning. So it's all, I've got to say, please subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more coming. I know, I love putting content out. I do my own thing. I want to get more live jams going. And
live jams would be cool. JJ, I got your link below, and I have your link in the card too. If anyone's interested, by all means, man, JJ is an awesome player.
I'll post all the band history and all that footage because it deteriorates. I've got it all converted to digital now. I just need to get it, and then it's cemented in stone. Just to get it out there.
That's awesome. Scott Nickerson, how are you? Little J1, welcome. Okay. Hey, Soda Pop's here. Hey, man.
Rock on.
Soda Pop, there's another monster player.
I think Rob212. Did I see him there? He said he was going to jump in. Hey, rock on, Gussie Wells.
Okay, Aaron Songs, welcome. Okay, you know what? I'm actually caught up. Okay, from this point on, I swear, I'll look at the chat. So if you got any questions for JJ or for myself, please put at JJ's House of Gems.
I love gear as well, man. I love music gear.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's one thing I'm finding, JJ, and I don't know if you're finding this too. There's a hell of a lot of talk about gear, but not a lot of talk about music.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, you guys know me. I mean, I do love original. I'm all about original music, especially as a musician myself. We talked about it on Ben's the other night.
Right.
Going out playing live, very difficult, to get the live shows unless you're throwing a few covers. So, it's like Ryan from RNA Music, Rock on RNA Music. You got to keep the music alive. I know you do covers, but it's a different era for us. We're older now, but the youth, keep the music alive, man. Open up these venues for live original bands, man.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I mean, at my age now, basically, I'm in a position now where I'm in a cover band. That's all I'll ever do. For me, the original music train that sailed. If I do original music, and I have some, it's stuff that I'll just do for myself. The stuff I've done recently has been instrumental stuff.
Right.
Just guitar instrumental stuff. The last time I was in a real recording studio was I was a hired gun for somebody else that they had some tunes and they needed somebody to put some lead guitar and stuff on it. But
you get your head around some recording software though. I mean, if you're doing just instrumental stuff of just you, once there's a drum beat behind it and then some a synthesizer or this or that, then you're creating original music. So why stop with you and a guitar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like I never perform it. That's it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if I do it, I just do it for myself.
Hey, that's that's rock and roll right there, man.
You know what I do. But I mean, the only thing I get, what's kind of cool, and I try to exercise that, that original thing is a lot of times with some of the covers that we do, like we'll do a different version of the song, and then I'll make up my own parts.
Well, you rock the covers as well. I mean, if I was coming to one of your shows, I didn't know who you were, I'd love the band. I mean, I've got to say that. I'd love the band.
No, I appreciate that, man.
I would. You do quite an array of different, eras, and it rocks, dude. Totally.
Yeah,
rocks.
yeah.
You guys are tight, man. And you look.
Are you talking about that thing that I premiered last night? That was Rebel Charm.
Yeah, all the different things I've seen you guys do. You guys are on it, man.
Yeah. Well, I got
gigs.
Well, I got the thing is, I got the one band that plays constantly, and that's the Hit Disturbers.
Is that the one your wife sings in?
No, the one that's why I'm asking, because the one with my wife, that's Rebel Charm, that band.
Okay, so there's a couple of different versions.
I'm the only guitar player in that band, and that rhythm section I have, you could put a monkey in there and they'll sound great. I mean, those guys are just
yesterday.
That was Rebel Charm. That was with my wife singing.
Okay, that was yesterday's with the Firebird.
Pardon me?
With the Firebird.
That's the Firebird. Yeah, that's Rebel Charm.
They were freaking rocking, dude.
Yeah, like I said, man, it doesn't take much when you're playing with guys that, like, I tell you, when I auditioned originally. My wife wasn't involved, and I went and I auditioned for these guys, the bass player and the drummer. And I don't know why these guys even let me in the room. I mean, these guys are absolutely fantastic musicians, right? But what we didn't have was a singer for the longest time, and it kind of fell apart there at one point because we couldn't find a singer. And so what I did was, I told them, I said, look, I know a singer, but I didn't tell them that it was my wife. I just said, I know a singer, and she's a female singer. They said, oh, okay. Well, so we set up the audition. Within minutes, they were like, you're in. And I go, by the way, that's my wife. I kid you not, man.
And then they told you, you're out. She's in, you're out.
Yeah, so that's what that became.
Right. And that was her singing on the one yesterday.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, her voice is unbelievable.
Yeah, she's great, man.
She has a lung on her, man.
Yeah. And then in the other band, it's there's 2 guitar players. It's a 4-piece, 2 guitars, a bass, and drums.
Okay.
But that's the band that gets, holy shit, man, like just crazy number of gigs. But again, all cover gigs. But with that band, we'll do covers, but you know, you'll know the song, but we'll do our own version of it. And like I said, as far as the only original muscle I get to use is with that, you know, so I'll make up my own parts. You know, and sometimes that pisses them off, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Whatever.
Well, that's what I like about covers. Like when I go and see Joe play, my buddy, you know, he plays just down the road, and he'll do a 4-hour set, but he blends the songs and he plays them in his own unique way. He'll go from Floyd to Dire Straits, and he'll blend them in, so it'll become Pink Floyd meets Dire Straits.
Right.
Now it's Dire Straits, and then he'll take it right back around again. I love it when he does that shit. It's awesome. Yeah. Just a variance, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, like we do we're probably going to do it on Saturday. Like sometimes they'll say, like, we want to do this song, and then I kind of cringe, right? So they said, well, we want to do Country Roads. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's like a John Denver song. And right away, I'm like, oh my
God. Rocks, by the way. I'm like a huge John Denver fan.
Okay, but hang on. But then the next thing was, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it punk.
Right.
And already my ears perk up. Okay.
Yeah.
So we do a version of it, and we do a punk version of it. So I'm playing like octaves. I'm playing just crazy shit. Because the other guy's a rhythm guy. He's just pounding out the chords. So I never play what he plays. I come up with my own parts. And that for me is the fun part.
Yeah.
I'll come up, even if it's something as simple as playing in a higher octave, like whatever, right?
Yeah, or single notes in the background.
Exactly.
You're just background there. Just
I'm just playing octaves, whatever. And I'm playing like lines underneath the vocal, right? That part I like, you know. And if we make it our own, which that one we kind of did, then it's like, you know what? A song that originally I was cringing, it's like, it's not bad. You know what I mean? It becomes a different thing, right?
Right, exactly.
So that part I like.
It's like when Limp Bizkit did Faith. That was one of their biggest songs. That's what blew them off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
George Michael's Faith, a rock version. That was just
yeah.
Smart move, man.
Yeah, like you know, the thing is, you gotta, like, whenever you're doing stuff, it's like the places I play now, you know, it's people want to go out on a Friday night or a Saturday night and they want to dance, and you know, and there's a big market for, and in the area that I'm in, there's a big market for cover bands. I mean, I got a lot of friends that are in cover bands, and there's just like, if you want to play every weekend, man, you can play every weekend. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But the originals, if you want to do an originals thing, there ain't as many places to play. Because the bass player that's in Rebel Charm, he's in an originals band. And when his band plays, his originals band, it'll be one of 3 bands, and they'll be playing like one night, one place, and then maybe another month later they'll play in another place, but it'll never be them the full night. It'll be like 3 bands. It's always showcases.
And it's funny because they're like real venues. Like here in Orange County, we've got so many venues, but if you go and see an original band, it's you know, there's nothing there. It's a bar, an empty room, some killer PA in there, but you're bringing everyone there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one's freaking there. You know what I mean? That's what makes it, which is cool, and that's paying your dues and getting through it. And if you're about playing live music, like I never used to care if there was one person there or however many, I'd still rock the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was talking about this the other day. Like that's the thing too. You never know week to week, right? Like I'll play a room. I played a room last week that on Friday night that I started with. I think we started with 20, and I think we played the last set and a half to 6 people. And
Yeah.
it's really hard to keep your enthusiasm when you're playing. Mind you, they clapped up after every song. But there was 6 people in the bar.
But with originals, you never know who that one person is.
Yeah.
That I mean, you really don't. You know.
You know, the funny thing was the 2 people that were there. One of them was the guy that hired us, and he was a musician. He was a guitar player, and his wife, she also was in that. They played together, right? And I'll tell you one thing. This freaked me out, JJ, and I mentioned this on the show. I always do an after gig show right the next day.
Right.
The only time ever at any venue that I've ever played where I had a guy come up and tell me that he was impressed with my guitar tones. That's never happened. Where the guy was actually just complimenting me on my tones, and he was saying, you know, you guys do a 50s tune, you got the 50s rockabilly sound, you got like the 80s pop sound if you're doing that, you got the classic rock sound. And I think he's the first one actually, because he's a guitar player, he notices, right, that I'm switching sounds between songs and this and that.
Yeah.
You know, I really appreciated that. Like, who else would pick up on something like that but another guitar player? You know what I mean? You know, because you take all that time to program in your case, you're doing the Helix thing, right? To program all this and that. Who's going to pick up on that?
Yeah, well, there ain't all the time, because if you're in a covers band, you just go on the Helix, where you can download all the different presets, where people
right
up there, and you can just download them in. You could pick your set list and just download those tones. And the people who are downloading them on there, if you picked, Money for Nothing, it's going to sound like freaking Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
And your pedal board is set up to use it. Cocked wah, whatever it is, it's ready to go. So simple if you wanted it. For covers, the Helix is a godsend, I think.
Yeah, well, between you and Eric from EVH and Gear TV, you guys are planting seeds.
There's more of us too, believe you me.
Quentin, I know there is.
Quentin's one of the team. Where's Quentin's shout out anyway, Hack? There's a problem here.
Well, I haven't seen Quentin, but maybe we should do a shout out.
He still needs a shout out.
Let's still do a shout out for Quentin, because he'll probably check this out later.
He's sleeping, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably thanks. And I want to say hello to Johnny Beane. He just popped in. Hey, Mitch Heyman is here.
Johnny the Legend, man. Go watch
Lars guitar. Yeah, Helix. Yeah, I don't know. Helix is kind of pricey. I'm already thinking a little bit about the H Stomp, but
yeah, I think the Stomp will be. I mean, for covers, that's why people love the Stomp, because of the portability.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
you got plenty of options there. Let's do
the Quentin thing. Okay, in case he watches this later.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Quentin! There you go, buddy. There's your shout out.
We love you, brother.
Hey, Brian Landreth is here. Soda Pop, who's the new coffee bringer? That's my son. My son is bringing me the coffee this time. Will Varela, Quentin is buying some light bulbs.
You know what? We think alike, buddy, because when we were talking a moment ago, I was going to say that. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or another 5-pack of lighters.
Yeah, look at my guitar, and he puts a lighter on it.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a good.
Congratulations, Ben, 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that was awesome.
If anyone deserves it, it's our Ben Coombs, mate. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You're on your way there, Hack. I know you don't want 1,000 subscribers. I know you're like on the down low, but
yeah,
you're gaining some popularity there, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, as long as it's positive and it's good and it's fun and it doesn't become a job, I'm all in. And that being said, there's 68 people watching our mugs right now. So
Rock and roll, guitar freaks.
You guys are awesome. Yeah, it's Tim Hortons coffee. That is correct. Yes, it is.
Well, I love your show, Hack. I do.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's fun, like
you're a man of knowledge, and the only thing that pisses me off is when you put your playing down, because I think you're an awesome player, dude.
I get a hard time with compliments. I always have.
You really do, don't you? And complimenting yourself even.
I can't handle it. It's just whatever.
You rock the hell out of a guitar, my friend.
I appreciate that. It's a work in progress. Let's leave it at that.
No, did you have to say that? Can you just?
I always have to say it. I can't just. I told you I can't take a compliment. If you say something, I always gotta like. It's just reflex. It doesn't. It's anything, JJ. It's like even my job. Somebody say, "Man, you're the best." I'm like, "Shut up! I don't want to hear that." I don't hear it. I don't know. It's just I got a problem. Eddie Dawson, welcome. Eddie Dawson says I'll get to 1K. Yeah, it may happen. The other day I had over 80 people watching me live. I think I actually hit 90. That blew my mind. But the thing is with that, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely, I'm honored, right? But it makes it really, really hard to follow and say hello to everybody because that's the challenge.
You're very good at it. I mean, you still get your information out of what you want to tell us all, and you're still following that chat and answering questions. But I think in those chats with that many people, it does come down to answering questions. People are asking questions, answer them. But it was flowing the other day pretty quick.
Yeah, it was crazy. Last Thursday, that was crazy.
It was nuts.
Yeah, RJ the Mad One. Yeah, no, it's just tell me the guitar sounds good. I'll go with that. Yeah.
Man, RJ's got the new RD, isn't he?
Oh, RJ, no, sorry, oh yeah, the Epiphone RD. Yeah, man, those things are sweet, eh?
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, you gone, Hack. You froze on us.
Did I freeze? Oh, no, am I back?
Back, yeah. Must be snowing outside.
Actually, today was a nice day.
Sweet, congrats.
Yeah, finally, yeah. We that band Ghost, I think they revitalized that model because
is that who Lee Malia is then? Is he from Ghost?
I don't know.
It's the Lee Malia RD.
I don't know. I don't know who the guitar players are. Yeah. I'm sure someone in the chat knows.
Sick.
Hey, later, Johnny. Johnny's off. Take care, man.
Peace out, Johnny. Let me grab a beer real quick.
Lefty Mike, I've been to Canada quite a bit. I used to deliver loads in Etobicoke. Never understood the whole Tim Hortons thing. I got to have 2 of these a day, man. It's my 2 buckets of Tim's every day.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite things I saw on YouTube this week, Phil McKnight. This got my ears pricked up. Is the difference between the Fenders and the Squires, and what you're getting for your money. Did you see that?
No.
Really interesting. So he's looking at price values between the Squire models and the similar variant of the Fender.
Right.
From the tuners to the nut, to what type of frets they are, the woods.
And trying to justify the difference in price, right?
And what he would have buy out of the 2 based on what you get value for money.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who hasn't watched it, check it out, man. It was mind-blowing on some of the stuff. Some of the Squire stuff has better quality components.
Oh, really?
It tripped me the hell out.
Wow.
Tripped me the hell out. Yeah, like the telly, the thin line telly had all these quality components on, and its equivalent in Fender didn't have the same standard. Like the Squire had a synthetic bone nut, and the Fender didn't. How bizarre! And that you got to check it out. It's mind-blowing.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a total trip.
That is crazy. That is great. Did you see the Tobin Abasi Fender?
No.
You know the Tobin Abasi body shape, right?
Right, because he has his own line of guitars.
Exactly.
So why has he got a Fender out there if he has his own line? That's a trick.
So I'm almost thinking it might be a joke. I don't know. Maybe somebody, because I saw it online. Maybe somebody can address that.
He would have a model out when he has his own range of guitars. I mean, that's
I know, but yeah, if somebody can tell me if that was true or not. But I saw it. It was basically like a Telecaster. It was a butterscotch Telecaster with a black pickguard, and it had the horn. You know, because this horn on his guitar goes way down the neck, right?
Right.
Top, and then the back is set back. So basically, it's a Tobin Abasi guitar. If you were to make it out of you know, a Telecaster body. So
it's not a Tobin Abasi model. They've copied him.
Maybe. Well, R2R3 saying Abasi Telecaster. So I guess it does exist.
What a trip.
Yeah, man. I think it looks like total crap. I mean, it's just, you know, like, you know, I love the Meteora shape. Don't get me wrong. The Meteora shape I think is great. And I mean, I played a Meteora around Christmas time. I posted a video. I was so hopped up on the Meteora. It's like, man, this thing sounds great. Of course, it's over $2,000 Canadian, so that kind of turned me down right away.
Dude, I tell you what's really been pulling me, and it's been going on for a couple of years now, since the NAMM 2 years ago, is those Friedman guitars. And I know I mention them on every chat I'm in. You know, I got a few guitars, and then I don't know. I love all my guitars, but I really want one of those Friedmans.
Yeah,
and I'd get it custom because he's just up the road. I looked yesterday. What's tripping me out? I love the Friedmans, but I'm looking at the ones online you get. They don't seem as far finished as the ones I was seeing at NAMM, but I guess they're always going to put their number ones at NAMM, aren't they?
Yeah, the show pieces.
Yeah, like you could click on Sweetwater and they'd have like 2 or 3 models of the same Friedman, and you could compare to pick which one you get. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Yeah, so I definitely, but man, once you played one of those Friedmans,
I have.
Oh, you've played them?
Oh yeah.
What did you play?
I played the Friedman. It was a Telly, but it had humbuckers. It was 2 humbucker Telly.
Right.
It sounded amazing.
Yeah, I think I'd get a humbucker with a P90 in the neck. That's what I'd get.
A Telly shape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a humbucker. Yeah. I've got my Telly with regular Telly pickups, that Japanese one, which is just, it's my ultimate. It's got the neck for my hands, it's everything. I love that.
They had another one. It was a oh shit. It was like a Les Paul kind of looking one.
Okay, yeah, they call that one a trippy name. That's got a weird name.
That one did nothing for me.
Yeah, it did nothing for me either. It's an odd looking thing. It's like a cross, a fat SG with a Les Paul.
It's kind of like an Armada. You know the Armada?
Right, yeah.
Similar to that, right? Like the Ernie Paul. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Armada.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday when I was looking online.
Yeah. But that Telly, man, the tones I was getting. I was playing that. JJ, I forget what amp it was. I think it might have been a Milkman. So it was a high-end amp, but like straight, clean, and it sounded unbelievable.
He's got secret sauce in those pickups for sure. They're his own custom pickups, and he's making them, and he's probably got somebody building the pickups out of his garage. You know what I mean? His old mate from back in the day. You can almost guarantee it. There's no high run of those pickups. It's just made and dude, yeah.
Well, BV Ninja saying, JJ, you can spec a custom Friedman to how you want it. Grover will make it.
Yes, and he's 20 minutes away, BV. And rock on, by the way, BV.
Yeah, rock on, BV.
20 minutes in Mission Viejo, and I keep meaning to go up there, but that price tag's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, I mean, how many guitars would you have to sell to get that one Friedman? And the thing is, if you love your stuff, you're not selling any of it, right?
Yeah, I'd probably have to sell 3 or 4, I think. Yeah, because
Okay, I was asking about the Abasi guitar. Showman Blues is saying, Hack, it's an Abasi guitar, but it's very thin Telecaster that is butterscotch, properly shaped except thickness and the weird bottom. Cut on M 19 vids, if that's the right one. So there you go. David Ozab, there's a new name. Hello.
Rock on, David.
Hello from Eugene, Oregon. How are you, man?
I can't play them trippy shaped guitars when they're like that.
I think you dig a Meteora. Have you ever tried one?
No.
You dig that, man. Right. It's comfortable, buddy. It is.
I tried playing a V. It was a Randy Rhoads V the other day. Made in Japan, Randy Rhoads V. I'm like, I was sitting down as well. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
You can't play V sitting down.
Oh, what? How do you hold it?
Yeah. The Firebird. You can't play that sitting down.
Guitar, though. I tell you, that thing was monster tone.
You know, the Firebird I have a hard time playing sitting down. I gotta put it kind of, you know, put it on the chair and then play it almost like classical. But standing up, it's fine.
That Firebird, that's oozing mojo. That Firebird, you're rocking that Firebird, dude.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
I think EJ just got one, didn't he?
Yeah, EJ got a newer one. This is a 2019, and he got the Burst.
Yeah,
yeah, but he still got he doesn't have the banjos on it. He's got what I've got, the Mini Grover's reverse headstock.
Right. Yeah, I've been looking at, you know, I'm all about vintage. I look for that's how I am, you know. God bless the brand new market or whatever. I know you bought yours used, didn't you, and got a great deal, but
I got a wicked deal on it. Yeah,
I love a vintage Gibson. I love a vintage.
Yeah, well, you got one hanging behind you there.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not into like the new, like I'm a fossil, right? I mean, I like the old stuff. Like pretty much everything I own is Fender or Gibson, except I've got an Ernie Ball. I got one Ernie Ball. Everything else is Fender.
I mean, outside of all the complaints about, you know, automatic tuners and whatever else, you'd pick them up, you're like, what is this? When you pick up a real Gibson, you feel it. Like you say, you've got to find the one, haven't you? Is that what the real Gibson is? Everyone talks, that's not many other guitars do they talk about. You've got to find the one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like you could get your Ibanez RGs. I mean, everyone's going to have a feel, your Fenders, but with Les Pauls, people are like, you've got to find the one.
I've owned Ibanez's. I had an Ibanez for years, but I don't. The ones I pick up now, they don't do anything for me.
Mine just don't. And I love the original 80s RGs. My green one, my yellow one's sick, but my green one's my favorite. That sucker has every tone in it, from blues to jazz to insane rock to super. I mean, it's all in there, but the neck is just for my hands. I don't know if it's because I grew up on an RG as well. It just feels home. It really does. That could be a desert island guitar for me, that green Ibanez RG.
Yeah. Jason was just asking me as a teaser to tell everyone about future guests coming up. So, well, next week I've got China Guitar Skeptic coming on. China Mike is coming on.
Awesome.
That's going to be earlier in the afternoon. That's at 4 p.m. because he's in England. Then I've got, here's someone this would be a first time for him. He's done live chats, but he's never been a guest on a live chat. And that's Robert's Guitar Dungeon is coming on.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I got Dave Levine from Dave's Guitar Channel coming back for round 2. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what I got coming up, folks.
Exciting.
In the next 3 weeks. I just finished today, actually. Because I always get panicked about getting guests on, and I got guests right through the end of April right now, so I can relax a little bit. So,
did you like getting my information hacked to make sure you could?
What's that?
Did you like that you got a text from me saying this is my email to hook up and everything for our hangout?
No, you were one of the easier ones. Sometimes it's really tricky, man.
It worked perfect, dude.
Yeah. It worked perfectly. It's like last minute, trying to get the link together. And I have a guest coming on in April. And we had to do like a dry run the other day just to make sure all the tech was going to work.
Yeah, who was the one? Someone did a hangout the other day and they couldn't get them on camera and they were just gutted. And it was one of the hangouts. Yeah, they couldn't get.
Yeah, it's shitty when that happens.
Yeah, that'd be sucking.
Okay, we got a couple of comments here. Metallic's Music. Wow, the guitar hack. The Larada 8 is the Abbasi flagship model. It's the guitar Tosin Abbasi plays live and in the studio. He did start his own guitar company. Okay. Todd Soda Pop, do you own a Meza Booger? No, I do not own a Meza Booger or a Meza Boogie. No, everyone is asking me that video from yesterday. That was a rehearsal studio that I play in. Those amps were not mine. I wish to hell they were, but they're not.
Yeah, someone did. Yeah, someone was Meza Boogie for the win. I can't remember who wrote that.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost wanted to write the same thing. What did you think of that thing?
Oh my God, the dual rectifier.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
incredible.
Wow. I love it, man. I love it. You know, the studio I was in, what's really, really cool is I always run, because I'm the only guitar player in that band. So I always run 2 amps, right?
Yeah.
And most of the rooms that I'm in, they'll have like a Hot Rod Deluxe and a Marshall head and cab. This particular room, I had a Mezza head and Mezza cab, and I had a Marshall head and a Marshall head. So what you heard was a Marshall 100-watt head and a 412 cab, and a Mezza 100-watt head and a 412 cab simultaneously. That's why it sounded so damn good. And with a Firebird pushing it, man.
That was real tone, dude.
That was the mojo, buddy.
Wow, that's
man. That's why it was sounding that fierce.
Yeah, it was angry.
Yeah, it was pretty angry, man. Hey, Lando 27, welcome. And
Lando.
And there's someone else that I caught, and okay, I think I got everyone. Brian Landreth, if I haven't said hello. Oh, Jay Short or Short CA, welcome. Nice to see you. Ron Gillespie, hey. If I haven't said hello to you, I apologize, folks. We got 71 people watching right now.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch everyone. Just say hello in the chat, and I'll see your name right away. Pickerhead is here. Welcome. Rob 212, how's it going? Yeah, again, I don't know. We're a little over an hour. We'll go for what, another 10 minutes? You good with that, JJ?
Oh, love it, man. I'm stoked to be here. This is awesome. The mighty hack.
The mighty JJ, never mind. David Ennis, welcome. So if anyone's got any questions, yeah, if anybody's got any questions for myself or for JJ, put them in. I'm keeping my my eyes on the chat. B.A. Mozzie, welcome, man.
I can't even see it. I ain't got my specs on, so I can't even see it. It's too small.
No worries. No worries. I just got, Dave Byron. Okay, I don't see any questions popping up. So, you know what? I'll take this. Okay, Albus, I appreciate that. Albus loves me. I appreciate it. Love you too, buddy. Go for another hour. I don't know, Gussie. I don't know. Oh, here's a question. JJ, who are your favorite singers?
Oh, my favorite singers? Oh, well, it could go on for hours, couldn't it? But the two that come to my head are Bob Marley and Lane Staley. Complete opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Staley is my god. Alice in Chains. Yeah, I'm a grunge head, man.
Yeah, man.
Love my shredding, love my rock and roll. But when that grunge period came up, love it or hate it, it killed the lead solo, but I tell you, I got freaking down in those days, man. Yeah. Lane Staley and Bob Marley. Reggae music is huge to me, man. I got to see him 2 nights in a row back in 1980, 6 months before he died.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was mind-blowing.
That's cool.
Leaning on the stage.
Jeff Funderwood is asking, welcome, Jeff. Guitar Hack is a Firebird a keeper at the moment. Yes, I am not getting rid of it. Pickerhead is asking if I've seen the Mexican Meteoras. I saw the clips at NAMM, and yeah, they changed the pickup, so I got a feeling that they kind of killed it. But I don't know. I've got to play one to know for sure. Preston Smith asks me, do I use monitors? Not usually. Actually, that being said, we used a monitor at the gig Friday night. If we use monitors, it's strictly for vocals. PA speakers are strictly for vocals. The instruments are straight out. We don't even mic the kick drum. So if you watch any of my live stuff, from gigs, any instruments you're hearing are straight out. The only thing coming through the PA is vocals.
Yeah, that Meteora is a trippy looking guitar, dude.
Soda Pop's asking, Guitar Hack, wasn't JJ in a band with Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart's my father-in-law. No.
I don't think he'd be here talking to me if he was, man.
Rod Stewart. Who was bigging up Rod Stewart today? Someone. His voice is so unique. They were talking about covers. Was that someone talking about covers and like copying other songs? Replacing singers in bands. That's what it was about. It was on the Joe Rogan podcast, replacing.
Oh, you're talking about David Lee Roth, and he was saying he's like Muhammad Ali.
As nuts as that freaking guy is, man, he has some logic to some of his mayhem.
That guy is freaking super intelligent, man.
My Lord.
Yeah.
My Lord.
He's a really
smart guy. He got 100 miles an hour. That was him.
Yeah, his brain is going,
But you know what we say?
He reminds me of, he's like the Robin Williams of rock.
He's legendary. Same as,
you know what I mean?
It's a shame his voice is freaking shot. If he shut up for 5 seconds, he might have been able to save his voice.
And if he didn't smoke like a chimney too, that would be good.
But he, those comments about that, and that's where the Rod Stewart thing came up. You cannot.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could replace that. He's just, he put him at the top tier, didn't he?
Yeah. James Severin is here. Welcome. How are you, man? Marco's Images. Welcome.
Right name, the Kings.
For my favorite singers, Freddie Mercury would be right up there.
Incredible.
I'd have to go Freddie Mercury, Steven Tyler back in the 70s, Robert Plant. Those are the first 3 that pop into my head.
What about female singers?
Oh, hands down. And Wilson from Heart. Hands down.
Okay.
Be better.
Kate Bush comes to my head. I love her voice. She's so extreme and different. Kate Bush.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm thinking like rock, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
Can anyone join in the chat? In Canada, 7 U.S. Nick Mason's tour starts tonight in Vancouver. My pal Lee Harris on guitar. Show is awesome. There you go. If anyone is interested in checking out that tour.
Hey, can I say one thing?
Go, buddy.
The mighty Johnny Beane is live right now.
I don't know if it's me. You're getting choppy. I don't know if it's my connection or yours, Jay.
I think it's your. I think it's you.
It's me.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. I was saying Johnny Beane's live.
Johnny Beane's live. Well, Johnny Beane's live. We still got 68 people in here.
All right, rock and roll.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Let me just say a couple of things because I say this in every chat. At some point, we got 68 people in the house, folks. This is a fantastic community. Let's all support each other. Let's keep the unity growing. Let's keep it all positive. Okay? Please. And if you haven't subbed to me, please do. If you're enjoying the chat, please hit that like button. I sell merch. All money goes to the Canadian Cancer Society. So if you'd like to purchase some merch, I have the link below. So check that out as well. Like I said, we're approaching $300 US. So that's absolutely fantastic. I want to thank everyone. There's a lot of you in the chat that have supported. You guys are awesome. You rock. Yeah, that's basically it. On Thursday, I'll be doing my solo show, so you get this mug one more time if you can handle it. It's Thursday. I'll be doing a 7 o'clock show this week, so check that out. Okay, you know what? Do you want to go a little bit longer, JJ? Or you want to hang it up for Johnny?
Hang it up for Johnny, man. He's the king.
Let's hang it up for Johnny. Yeah, good call, man. So, is there any last things you wanted to mention there?
Yeah, I think I gained a few subs tonight, like 5 or 6. I'm at like 181 or something, so I'm getting close to 200. So when I do hit 200, I'm gonna freaking do a live hangout, and we'll talk rock and roll. We'll talk gear. I'm a total gear nut, and lots of stuff coming up my channel, Helix stuff. I'm gonna get on top of that, and I want to give a shout out to 2 channels you may not have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. One is Cappy from Boston. If any of you guys in the chat know him, he is a tone monster. He knows pickups, shred guitars. Cappy from Boston. Check him out. And also a guy called Hank Kofi. Hank Kofi, Coffey. He's got a few subs, but I linked up with him a while ago, and he's a rock and roll god, man. He's a shred monster, and he's just fun people to hang out with, man. He has a fun show. He's 100 miles an hour. That's it. I love you all in the chat, man. Rock on.
Yeah, you guys all rock. Thanks so much for watching. And let's all sub JJ. Let's get JJ at 200, man.
Big
If you haven't
love.
sub JJ, by all means, sub JJ.
Oh,
Go.
yeah.
All right.
Adam
Okay,
right, rock on.
all right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys rock. Hoping to catch you all Thursday, 7 p.m. I want to thank my mods. Another awesome job. You guys rock. And have a great week. Cheers, everybody. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, brother.